Hey, sixth grade. First of all, let me start off by saying sorry that I wasn't able to be with you this afternoon. However, I am making this video to go over any questions that you may have. This is the assignment, this first draft introduction only that you'll be working on today. And you'll see that I made you some directions. First one, watch my video. And then let me see if I can scroll down. Come on, let me scroll. Maybe if I edit the assignment, it'll be easier. There we go. I gave all of the directions written for you as well. And I have also attached Mrs. Edwards' link. Excuse me, if you have any questions. She'll be available during this period in case you have any questions. And from there, I'm just going to add any time left over can be used to work on iStation or independent reading. And I will have my video obviously attached to this as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Today, you're going to be doing your introduction paragraph. So let's take a look at some things that you must have. First of all, here is the, fast forward backwards, the prompt that we were working on in our outline. So the authors of the Klondike Gold Rush and A Woman Who Went to Alaska and the narrator of City of Gold are discussing the same topic, but are using different points of view. How does each person's point of view shape the reader's understanding of the miners' lives? And of course, we're using details from these sources to support our answer. Some of the things that your introduction must include are indented first sentence of your paragraph. And I made you a little note, press the tab key, and you can easily indent your first sentence. The second thing that your paragraph is going to need, this is like the first sentence of your paragraph, is some background information, maybe 1 to 2 sentences of you setting up what it is that your essay is about, introducing the gold rush, right? When was it? Where was it? And what was happening? The third thing is your claim. Now, remember, your claim is in your outline that we did. So you may have to stop and go back to that outline to look for that claim. And I'll escape here and go in and show you quickly underneath this outline assignment. When you look at the assignment itself under the instructions, you can see that I've attached for you my outline for you. So you can use this when you click and open it to quickly locate the claim that we created as a class right here. So background content is the first 1 to 2 sentences. Then you're just going to copy and paste your claim from here into your introduction. Now let's go back to my slides and view. Once you've put your claim in, then you need to make sure, we're loading slowly. There we go. That you've used the proper punctuation and capitalization of proper nouns of the titles of the text and the author's names. The fifth thing that your paragraph needs are key words used in the prompt. So you can go back to that prompt and see what are some things that we need to make sure we're using. A key word, I know, it was written from different points of view. We're also trying to understand the miners' lives. And remember, what was an easy description of how their lives were? Difficult, right? Challenging, those types of words that we want to make sure we have. So indent, background content, your claim, where you properly punctuated and capitalized all your proper nouns, keywords from that text, words in your claim, and then a preview. So you have background content, your claim, and then a preview. Think of it like the movie theater, and you're previewing what's coming, what's interesting. Why do I want to continue reading? The main thing here is you're identifying what was similar and what was different. And the last thing that your text, your introduction needs is appropriate transitions and higher level vocab. And you're probably like, what, Ms. Gilbert? What do you mean? I forget what those are. Don't worry, I got your back. Going in Google Classroom, underneath the assignment that I created for you, let me go back. In this first draft intro only, when you look at, and this is going to look different for you, here at the bottom are explanation words and transitions. This is a 3-page document. It's full of different words and phrases that you could use to make your essay more powerful. So this is where you'll want to kind of scroll through and find those phrases and transitions. And we're going to take next week and really hit hard on transitions and explanation words. But this is like provided for you just to give you like a jump start with it. And one thing, when I scroll down to the bottom, 3rd page, is these words right here. This is where we found that word like depict, reveals. These are those powerful vocabulary words and transitions that we want to have in our introduction paragraph. So I think that's my last slide. It is. All right. At this point, what I'd like for you to do is pause your video and write your introduction. And then when your introduction is finished, unpause and come back, because we're going to view an example of what your paragraph should look like. And then I'll give you some time to make adjustments as needed. So go ahead and pause and write your intro. All right. So you should have had some time to write that essay introduction paragraph. And now we're going to evaluate an example that really should be useful for you to go back and kind of self-check for you as to whether or not you completed this correctly. So we're going to look at, let me move this out of the way. The stuff that I really want you to focus on is going to be highlighted in blue. Let's first take a second and read this introduction. Many people risk their lives in order to seek riches and gold, only to find challenges along the way. During the late 1800s, many people joined what was called the Klondike Gold Rush in order to be rich. The article, Klondike Gold Rush, the passage, A Woman Who Went to Alaska, and the video, City of Gold, tells this story. The author's point of view in these sources are different, which helps the reader better understand the ideas the text convey. Mainly, the ideas in these sources is to tell the readers of the difficult situations that miners had to face during that time when they believed they could be rich. So up in that top left corner, you'll see a blue arrow pointing. What strength do you think was highlighted here? If you said that the first sentence was indented, you are correct. That is the first strength. As silly as it is, indenting that first paragraph is very important to help your reader kind of flow through and read and know which paragraph is which, and then we know what each one is about. So our first introduction paragraph is indented, excuse me. The next thing, what strength do you see highlighted here? If you said that it contains background content, then you are correct. This is that background information. It's your words that you described and kind of set the tone. You describe the setting of where we are and who it is that we're speaking of. It's background content. Now, the rest of my paragraph is highlighted. I wonder what this strength could be. I'm going to go ahead and take a sip of my water while you guys read it over and think, what strength could be highlighted here? If you said that it is a statement of the claim, you are correct. My claim is in my introduction. Everyone who reads my essay will know that I am claiming that these 3 sources are providing information from a different point of view to better understand what the text is all about. Now, what about these words that are highlighted in blue? What are these highlighted for? What is the strength? Yeah, if you said it, it was the names of the text appropriately punctuated. Now, you might say to yourself, wait a second, Mrs. Gilbert, you didn't have the authors in there. You're correct. That's something that should be in there. So you could easily add that by saying the article, Klondike Gold Rush, written by, and the passage, A Woman Who Went to Alaska by, and then at least that way we can refer to the author's names. However, not having that isn't the worst mistake that you could make because at least we do have the title there. Now, what about some strengths that are highlighted here? I see words like challenges, Klondike Gold Rush, and difficult. I wonder what the strength is here. Oh, these are my key words. The key words that are coming from my claim that the Klondike Gold Rush was challenging and difficult. What about the strengths highlighted here? Mainly the ideas. I wonder what this is. Let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, it's the preview. So these are my words, right? You need to use your own words to give your reader a preview as to what they're going to be reading in your essay, right? It's like a sneak peek into what is coming. And then we have some words like in order to, only, and mainly. Does anybody want to take a guess what these strengths are? You're right, they're transitions. I believe at this point, we have one last thing to look at. And the words are article, passage, video. Those sound like my sources. And points of view. Well, that's what I'm claiming is that my sources are giving this similar information from different points of view. So these are actually domain-specific words. These words are used specifically in an analytical essay where we're analyzing, right? We're breaking it down and better understanding the views of different sources, all talking about the same topic. So your introduction should include these specific types of words. And oh, I thought I was done, but there's another one. Seek, challenges, convey. I think you guys can guess this. These are those yummy words. I always say they're juicy and they make your writing just so much stronger. I could have said many people risk their lives in order to find riches, but instead of saying find, we used a better word, right? We use seek. Only to find challenges. We could have said only to find that it was hard. Well, you know what, sixth grade, I believe that we can use higher level vocabulary in our writing. So make sure that the introduction that you've written, you've used those higher level vocabulary words. At this point, we have evaluated an introduction paragraph. And what I want you to do is take the remainder of the period and revise your introduction. If you need to rewind my video and pause and look through each of those slides and analyze your introduction versus my example for you, this is the time to do it. It's Friday. I expect these to be submitted to me by 3 p.m. And at this point, I'm done. So I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. And remember, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to Miss Edwards. And I look forward to reading your intros. Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.